Okay, this is problem number 4 from section 1.4. Let's read the instructions first. Write the system first as a vector equation, then as a matrix equation. All right. Well, the first part we've done already, writing it as a vector equation. Remember the trick. You look at the coefficients of x1 first and make a 3x1 matrix out of it. You could also think of it as a vector and multiply that by coefficient x1. And then do the same thing for the coefficients of x2. Multiply that by x2. And then change all the constants on the right-hand side into a vector, a 3x1 vector. So that's the first part of the problem. The second part of the problem says write it as a matrix equation. Okay, well, here's the trick. What you do is just take every one of the column vectors that you came up with in the first equation and make those the columns of matrix A. And then you multiply it by your variable matrix, which in this case is x1, x2, and set it equal to that constant on the right-hand side, A31. Notice, by the way, if I double-checked, if I multiply the first row by the first column, remember that's how you multiply two matrices together, you'd get 7x1 minus x2 equals 8, and that is the first equation. And if you did the second row times the first column, you get 8x1 plus 9x2 equals 3. That looks right. So it is equivalent to the original system. You know, one of the main purposes in this section is to show that you can always change a system of equations into a matrix equation if you make the first column of matrix A all of the coefficients of variable x1, and the second column of matrix A all of the coefficients of variable x2. So let me just make up another example for you so you can see what I mean. It's really one of the main ideas of the section, so I thought I'd make up an example. Okay, well, consider that system of equations. Well, if you want to change it into a matrix equation, all you have to do is write down all the coefficients of x1, make that the first column of matrix A, and write down all the coefficients of x2, make that the second column, and so on. Multiply that by column variable x1, x2, x3, and then set it equal to constant matrix 1, 5, 7. All right? By the way, this is also equivalent to this sum. It's the first column of A times x1 plus the second column of A times x2, and so on. So you really ought to be able to go back and forth between one form and the other pretty easily, pretty quickly.